mother. I brought my pencil. Come on, baby. Grab his dick and twist it.
They use plasma rifles to really block damage.
Stop being such a fucking asshole. Chocolate chip.
Hey, man. Look, man. Like, wanna hang, and I'm hanging with it.
Yes. Stand.
Live from Command Center Alpha 1, it's the Our Big Dumb Mouth podcast. Now, here's your hosts, Midnight Mike, Juicy Joe, a.k.a. Flametown, and Gretchen.
How do you go to the bathroom?
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Hooray! My name is Midnight Mike, and Gretchen is over there.
These glasses are filthy.
These glasses are making me thirsty.
I have two Seinfeld-adjacent stories later tonight.
Oh, fantastic. I love Seinfeld. I just started rewatching it because why not? There's really nothing else to watch.
Because don't watch new stuff, just watch stuff you've seen before.
A lot of new stuff is not that good. I try to watch a lot of new stuff, and it's passable when you want to just kind of fill up your brain with a lot of useless nonsense. There's plenty of that out there, but when it comes to good shows, in my opinion, few and far between.
Yes.
That's a good show, few and far between.
Check it out. It's on Amazon. Our good friend and buddy Joe is not here. He's not here. He left this message for us. So here it is.
Hi, this is Joe from the Our Big Dumb Mouth podcast. As everyone knows, my foot is broke. I asked Mike and Cretched to break my foot so I could go undercover. Very deep cover. So I could expose the tyranny of podiatry, also known as Bigfoot. To all my PogChamps and piss babies, I want you to know I am working hard to be the mommy dom gamer girl you all know and love. I am sorry pilled, shablagoo.
So there you go. Quite a statement. It's almost hard to believe. But that's Joe right there. And he's not going to be joining us for a few shows. That's the obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, that was AI Joe.
Oh, well, I thought it was poor quality, just monotone Joe.
Over modulated microphone Joe. Now, that's AI Joe, not GI Joe. Don't confuse it with GI Joe. That's AI Joe. But
who would win in a fight, AI Joe or GI Joe?
Ooh, good question. Call in and let us know who you think. Joe is stepping back from the podcast for a few shows, maybe a few weeks. He's got a lot of things going on in his life. He broke his foot, as people may have recalled from the last podcast. And he went to the doctor, and they told him it's, probably a little bit worse than what's going on. And I think, he's got his husband is finally there with him after years.
Like 4 years,
of being apart. They're essentially newlyweds at this point, and they get to be around each other. And so, God bless them. I want them both to be happy. Take some time off. The show is going to be here for Joe whenever he wants to come back. Listen, we're not going anywhere. Joe, take some time off. We'll be here. We'll hold down the fort. We'll try to cover some Joe kind of news, but we never know what he has up his sleeve. But, that's it. Joe's coming. He'll be away for a few weeks.
I can only, or let me rephrase, I like to think that he didn't just break his foot in some sort of mundane way, but he broke his foot off on somebody.
Yeah, maybe. He gets pretty angry out there on the streets. Mm-hmm. He gets into a lot of confrontations.
Joe on the streets.
He's
on the streets with AI Joe.
It's with the three of us, we have the mind, the heart, and the soul. And I think Joe...
Can I be the soul?
You're the mind.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. Joe's the heart. He's got the fiery heart. He's
Oh, he's the useless guy from Captain Planet.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was fire, air, wind, water, and leftovers.
Well, I'm the soul of the podcast. Everyone knows I am the soul, okay? So right now, it's just the mind and the soul here on the podcast. If we do have guest hosts come in or like a third person, hopefully it might be someone like Charlie of Macroaggressions. We'll see. Only premier guests is what I'm talking about. I want premier top-tier talent in order to take the reins over from Joe. We don't know if that's possible.
And by top-tier talent, you mean well-spoken, well-thought-out podcasters, not like evening entertainment from the ladies.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what I mean, to be more specific. Yes.
Just wanted to clarify.
Just so no one's got any crazy ideas. But it is Wednesday. We got to go over there and see what's going on. All right, here we go. This is Alex Jones, Clips of the Week. We're going all the way back, I believe, to Thursday the 18th. Here we go.
Oh, the Jews run it all. They take little girls' forearms and their muscles out of their thighs and build fake penises that almost always rot off and fall off in a few months. Looks like something out of Hellraiser. We are in the second great Holocaust that makes what Hitler did look like an unorganized field trip of 5-year-olds running around with a bunch of spasmodic grab-assing. We're going to kill mentally ill people.
That thing about the arms, is that true?
I don't know. Well, he said it, and that's something.
I have never heard that, and I don't want to look it up to find out if that's true or not.
No,
you'll
get flagged.
Just disgusting.
You'll get flagged looking up stuff like that.
What are you doing over there?
Look at
little girl arm penis.
They do some weird stuff. There's no doubt. Medical technology is so crazy and awesome, isn't it? Yay! But
science.
It looks like Owen Schroyer was hosting a Wednesday through Friday. I think Alex was out on assignment, out on vacation. He's probably hanging out with Joe. They're both in Austin for right now, I guess.
Down there picking fights with people.
Probably. But Get our intrepid producer, our steadfast producer, put these little things together.
I mean, this is horrible. It's all happening. These people are eugenicists. They're poisoning our water. As the microchip comes in, as the thumb scanners go in the grocery stores, it's all happening. As the troops march around in black uniforms, they're going, oh, it's of the Lord to fight Al-Qaeda. They create the crisis, and then they offer the World Banking solution where you buy your greenhouse credits from them. It's all happening.
Some good all happening, classic all happenings there.
Yeah, those are older clips. Run that one in the middle again, where he just, I don't know what the hell he said there, but it tickled me so.
Maybe he included it in this 45-second all happening clip. We'll see.
The work brigades, the tattletale squads, it is all happening. Gun control efforts on the horizon, massive bills hitting, it's all happening. I'm not turning my semi-autos in. I'm not going and being thumb-printed and face-printed and registered to own guns. It's all there. It's all happening. It's all happening. The bankers have unlimited money, our tax money. They're getting rid of the dollar, bringing in an Amero, and creating a North American Union. Everything we told you is now admitted. It's all happening. They're making their move. It's all happening. They're coming with armed force against us. A global bank will pay carbon taxes too. I mean, it's all happening now. It's all introduced. It's all happening right now. Because it's all happening. FEMA camps, but they're telling us it's for your own good. It's for the illegal aliens. It's for emergencies.
Some all happening montages. I did, here's the middle one that you were talking about here.
Chip comes in, as the thumb scanners go in the grocery stores, it's all happening. As the troops march around in black uniforms, they're going, oh, it's of the Lord to fight Al-Qaeda. They create the crisis.
That's his southern voice. That's his southern voice that he.
Oh, it's the Lord to fight Al-Qaeda? Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, he does that. He does like a weird southern voice sometimes. Like he does this voice right here. You come play it.
Oh, praise God, the rapture's around the corner.
He does.
That's the same guy.
He's the same character that he does. Yeah. He also got this little clip of a Skype interaction with Alex Jones.
I'm going to put you on hold and come back to you in 5 minutes. Your Skype phone or whatever it is, your Vonage phone is totally breaking up. Your points are excellent, but your Skype's breaking up. I'm going to let you go. You can call me back later if you get a good line. I bet he's forgotten we've even got Skype as an emergency backup. Are you calling on a Skype phone?
Your Vonage phone. Your Skype or Vonage phone is not working.
We got to get Alex to lean into and start complaining about people's shoe phones.
Yes. Well, someone's going to have to call in. I'll have to call in and say, I'm calling in, Alex, from my shoe phone, my Maxwell Smart shoe phone.
How does it sound?
Am I coming in crystal clear? Hold on. Let me remove the insole.
That's where all the good smells are.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's Alex Jones Clips of the Week. Hopefully he'll be back in a big way coming tomorrow and possibly next week. All right. Well, we're here to talk about some news. I have just a bunch of headlines that I want people to be aware of. A lot of news, a hodgepodge of world news, entertainment, paranormal, this weird stuff. So let's make it happen. Let's transition over there. Come on. There we go.
Like a little coda at the end.
There we go. Let's get
Can
that.
you run that again just for us to enjoy it? The little drum machine coda cracks me up.
All right. The first one, this has been going around in the UFO circles. I run in a lot of UFO circles online.
You get dizzy?
Occasionally. They do talk in circles quite a bit. But I'll bring this up on screen for everyone to look at with us. And here's the headline here. Exclusive black half football field sized triangular UFO is seen hovering over California military base for 10 minutes before vanishing in dramatic footage taken by Marines in 2021.
That's good news.
That was like the world's longest sentence.
It is a powerful headline. A very powerful headline.
Perfect headline.
I don't know.
No, it's not perfect. There's too much stuff in there.
There's a lot. They packed that headline full of everything. All the keywords.
And the half football field size, how many Ryan Reynolds is that? What about half giraffes? How many half giraffes?
I got to go to Chat GPT.
How many leagues to a furlong?
How many Ryan Reynolds can how many Ryan Reynolds in length would fit in a half football field? Okay.
It's just gonna report you.
Yeah, it's like you're in trouble now.
Go to jail. That's it. I don't know what this guy's up to, but I don't trust it. Good Lord.
Approximately 24.35 Ryan Reynolds in length would fit in a half football field. So
it's the internet, folks. We've done it.
Yeah,
that's some good news on that front.
That's the world's longest answer for something that should just be like two numbers.
Well, you can use that at your next job interview, people. Pull that one out of your hat, and they're going to hire you.
By the way, I do want to say, I'm hiring some new people at work, and somebody wrote their cover letter with Chat GPT. It is glaringly obvious. It is terrible. So for anyone out there listening, don't ever do that, because that one went in the didn't call for a screening call pile. So
okay,
fuck them.
If what? Yeah. Well, hey, you. So right now, my two rules: you put your pronouns on your resume, or now you write your cover letter at Chat GPT. Toss it.
Well, a giant black triangular shaped UFO, the size of 24 Ryan Reynolds in length.
There we go.
Was hovering over California, over a California military base, and was caught on 6 videos and witnessed by 50 U.S. Marines in 2021. One stunning picture shot by an officer at the Camp Wilson in 29 Palms on April 20th, 2021, shows the apparently triangular object with lights on its edges above the desert mountains, where it hovered for about 10 minutes, according to witnesses. The video shows the lights of some of what the Marines believe was a craft hanging in the dark, shot between 8:24 p.m., and 8:30 p.m. At 8:29, one video recorded troops shooting a flare into the sky in an attempt to illuminate the object, which had 5 red lights. However, before they could fully illuminate the black triangular, before it could illuminate the black triangle, it vanished without a trace. So up on screen here is the still image, and it's obviously grainy. It's zoomed in. I'm sure it's taken from a video, and what we're seeing is 4 red lights on one side of the triangle, and then just 2 on the other side. Like the backside doesn't have any light shining down. And I wonder if this is what people saw over Phoenix, Arizona, over 20 years ago. 30 years ago at this point. Just about. Here's a close-up of it. You can kind of see it. Very fascinating. If the Marines were... So we have to take this at face value. Let's just take this at face value. The Marines, what they're stating is true. They were surprised. This is not what they're expecting to see in the sky. You would imagine that if this was some sort of military training exercise, they would have maybe been made aware of it. Unless this was some sort of training done on them just to test their reaction, psychological response. Who knows? And that very well could be. Let's see here. So soon after the encounter, Marines said dozens of trucks and multiple helicopters rushed to the area of the base, with chopters flying overhead until around 11:30 p.m. that night. Witnesses estimated the unidentified object, its size ranged from the size of a stealth bomber, which has the wingspan of 172 feet, to approximately half the length of a football field, or 24 Ryan Reynolds. Journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp acquired 6 pieces of film footage that was captured during the event from 2 angles, as well as one accompanying photograph, which they released through their podcast, Weaponized. So maybe I can fast forward through it. I'll turn up the value so I don't get maybe able to play it on their podcast. I do listen to their podcast. They get some interesting guests on there. They had one of the guys from Kids in the Hall on their podcast, just talking about UFOs and aliens.
Was his name Scott? They're all named Scott.
Nah, it was one of the guy who was on news radio. Dave Foley, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Scott.
Scott Foley. I'm scrubbing through this, and I'm not sure if they're showing the video. I mean, come on, guys. Like, just play it nonstop. Here it is. Here's like one of the pictures. But
where's video?
Where's the video? I'm just looking at Jeremy Corbell talking. Oh, here's the video. It's pretty grainy, and it does appear as though the lights are evenly distributed. I'm going to say that this is most likely a United States piece of technology.
Wasn't it Project Aurora? That's the big black triangle with the lights on it?
That's the rumor. I mean, if this is maybe something similar to the one seen down in Arizona during the Phoenix Lights episode, then this is old tech. This is old tech. And so, I mean, it's good that this came out and they're talking about it, but it doesn't mean that it's aliens. All it means is that we might have some pretty cool technology, and that's it. They're going to release it here soon. It goes on to say the incident has echoes of the infamous Phoenix Lights case, a well-known mass sighting of a giant triangular-shaped UFO that occurred over the city of Phoenix in 1997, with witnesses including then Arizona Governor Fifi. Fifi? It's Fifi. That's the way. Are you telling me that word's not Fifi?
Life.
It's Fifi. His name is Fifi, Cratchit. This is no laughing matter.
Big Jim Tucker.
Governor Fifi. Witnessed that. And he also came out and made fun of the whole entire incident. So, fuck him.
Then he got back into his giant triangular spaceship the size of 24 Ryan Reynolds and flew away.
Yeah. They go on to say, Let's see. Despite their military experience, none of the Marines could recognize the craft and describe their reaction as baffled. So, very fascinating, interesting.
How did they arrive at it's half the size of a football field, though?
I mean, that's the guesstimation that they have compared.
Assuming the footage and the photos were from their vantage point, they were quite a distance away. How do you make that judgment?
I wonder. So they could approximate their own position to the mountains. And if they have, maybe 6 different pieces of video, maybe with the different angles, they could maybe calculate a size? Is that something that we could do with ChatGPT?
So you're saying that they saw this thing, they quickly sent several of their group in opposite directions at 90-degree angles so they could triangulate the approximate size and direction.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I'm guessing.
Most likely they put up their thumb and they went like that.
Maybe they probably
and
could
on their thumb
like
was tattooed a tiny picture of Ryan Reynolds, and they're like, it's
about 24 Ryan Reynolds.
About 24 of him.
Well, one of the mortarmen who was there, who filmed and photographed the object, said, if you look at the picture, you can see a black triangle shape. With the picture I took with the black triangular shape underneath the lights, it's definitely not any type of flare thing or illumination rounds, because people are saying, oh, it's just military flares, it's that kind of stuff. But this guy's saying it wasn't that. And they used that same excuse during the 1997 Phoenix Lights. They basically said it was military flares, which was BS. That's what they came up with afterwards. The witness said the apparent object remained stationary for approximately 10 minutes, but a Marine can be overheard on one of the videos saying that the triangle appeared to be in motion. And then another Marine, who the dailymail.com is keeping anonymous, was serving as an artilleryman at the base when he saw the UFO. He firmly rejects any suggestions that the light could be attributed to illumination rounds fired by artillery or any type of mundane explanation he might have recognized. Quote, this is something none of us have ever seen before. It was completely different. It was a completely different color. The size, the illumination was different, he said. When we shoot illumination rounds, it's one. If you shoot them in the air and let it drop, and then you shoot another one, they don't hover in the air. Okay.
Well, okay, I see what he's saying, but I'm just going to throw this one out there. If standard practice is to shoot one, let it illuminate the area. As it burns out, you shoot a second one. What happens if you shot 4 at a time?
You're going to have to shoot. You're going to have like 4 things right there to shoot almost simultaneously in order to create a triangle shape in the air. I mean, that's some precision shooting.
And as we all know, the Marines have only one piece of field.
They got one. That's all they give them.
And they sent it over to Ukraine.
Yeah.
You guys probably need this.
Well, the military activity afterwards kind of underscores this is probably some sort of test flight, another test flight, or just a regular fight.
I would agree with you that your assessment is correct, that this is what was the year on this one?
2021. It
was just last year. Why did they thought it was in the late 90s? All right.
Well, the Phoenix Lights.
With the Phoenix Lights.
Phoenix Lights, late 90s. This is 2021, very recent.
But this would be the exact sort of thing they would be doing as they're flying around some sort of new test platform or something to test a new set of new propulsion mechanism or a new wing shape or whatever. I mean, go look at some of the crazy looking planes that have been developed. I mean, what was the lifting body one that was blue something or other? Anyway, just crazy looking things that they're testing, just parts of aircraft designs and things, or new engines, or who knows what. And so, yeah, to see that thing flying around and look like it's hovering because of the perspective that it's coming towards you or flying away or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably not alien. I mean, probably not. I'm leaving the door open. But I'll move on to the next article here, and I'll ask you, Cratchit, why...
7. Oh.
Why do you think aliens love America?
What, aliens love America?
Yeah.
I mean, the question is, why do Americans love aliens?
Maybe that is the better question. Well, this is from studyfinds.org. Do aliens love America? 92% of UFO sightings take place in the United States.
Wait. We just covered a story a few weeks ago from some tiny town in Scotland you've never heard of.
Bonnie Bridge.
That place that dude's freaking made up. That has the most sightings and most interactions with aliens ever of all time.
In the world. That's what they're claiming.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that Bonnie Bridge story, Tony from the Confessionals picked up on Bonnie Bridge, and I replied to him. I was like, we covered this Bonnie Bridge story on the podcast. We never heard of the darn place before the story, and I still can't track exactly what is going on there or what makes it the most sensationalized UFO hotspot in the world. I can't find all the events. It's very difficult, not unless they're encompassing a much larger area and attributing that to Bonnie Bridge, but it wasn't very clear. But now, according to this report, 92% of all UFO sightings take place in the United States.
USA number one.
The aliens love us big time. This comes from Louisville, Kentucky for some reason. But hey, if aliens are real...
It's Louisville.
If aliens are real, they must really like studying American culture. A recent poll finds that the United States is the UFO hotspot, the number one UFO hotspot in the entire world, and it's not even close. According to a survey commissioned by bonusfinder.com, bonusfinder.com.
Boner.
Not boner finder, bonus finder.
Damn it.
A staggering 92% of all reported UFO sightings take place in the United States, with 126,000 reported sightings across all the states since record-keeping began. Americans' neighbors to the north, Canada, comes in second with just 5,696 sightings during the same period. Interestingly...
That's weak sauce.
It is. That's hella low. You got to get those numbers up.
Canada.
Interestingly, alien spacecraft like to stick around a little longer up north, with UFO incidents in Canada lasting for over 5 hours per sighting. So they can last longer up there. Okay.
Oh, they got the stamina.
And the United Kingdom reported the third most sightings with 3,146.
Does the United Kingdom, does that encompass that one tiny town in
Bonnie
Scotland
Bridge
we've never heard of that has all the aliens?
Maybe. It's not clear here from bonusfinder.com. They need to do a better poll.
I don't hear anything about bonus finders and polls.
Boner.
No matter where people are seeing the strange objects in the sky, the story is often the same. The poll finds most common UFO descriptions is of strangely shaped lights in the sky. Oh, thank you. That's crazy. Let's see here. USA, Canada. Germany's down there, number 4. Ireland, number 5. Netherlands, number 6. Spain, number 7. France, Portugal, then Italy. Okay.
Why are these all like European focused?
I don't know, but USA, number 1. USA, number 1.
Of course.
That's right.
Well, I think what this underscores here is that the U.S. has a lot more interesting technology that is of... people are attributing this interesting technology to ETs and aliens. But really, I mean, it could be originated from that. It could be seeded from that. But for the most part, we're driving this stuff, I think, or operating in some way.
Could it also be that we have more people who tend to look up?
Exactly.
I don't know. It seems like our culture is constantly looking down at phones.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You know, it seems like we are a culture that looks down a lot. So I would have to say that these numbers are significant, considering we're probably missing half the UFOs since we're looking down.
Yeah, what the hell? Look up, people. There's more.
In the United States, California tops the list of UFO hotspots nationally. Since UFO record keeping began, there have been 15,480 sightings reported across the state. Florida has about 8,000, Washington State about 7,000, Texas has about 6,000, and New York State has 5,500.
It's interesting on the list of the states. Just going by population, you got the states with the largest populations towards the top: New York, California, Florida, Texas, Washington, way up there, but yet Washington's population comparatively is pretty low.
Agreed, but it's also, I would say, has more Bigfoot sightings per capita per population.
So these are UFO reports from all the Sasquatches.
I would say California, Northern California, also a Bigfoot and UFO hotspot. You have Mount Shasta up there. Washington, Washington State, you got a lot of UFO sightings, a lot of Sasquatch sightings. Florida, you got the Gulf Breeze. You have a lot of rocket launches over there, a lot of Space Force, NASA, all that kind of stuff, a lot of technology. Texas is the bit of a wild card here.
No Texas big feet?
I want to say, I would say, honestly, just spitballing it here, there are more sightings of Sasquatch in Washington State in 1 year than there are in Texas in 5 years. I'm just spitballing there. But New York State, a big hotspot for UFOs with the Hudson Valley. So there are a lot of different reasons or hotspots in these areas. So Pennsylvania finished 6th on the list, but UFOs here tend to stick around longer than anywhere else in the country, staying in sight for just under 40 minutes. Well, this is well documented in the book by Stan Gordon called Silent Invasion.
Arizona suspiciously low on that list.
Got to agree. There's a lot of open skies down there in Arizona and the military bases. So a
lot of Marines down there talking about flares.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to shit on ETs and aliens, but I think majority of this stuff is our tech or operated by humans in some way. Could be parallel civilization, could be split off rogue groups of people, but I think it's mostly our operation. And I think there are a lot of people in the UFO community right now, people that have gone, that were kind of apprehensive about getting involved, like the Weinstein scientist guy who was on Joe Rogan. I think he's gone in to the UAP world and then has come back around saying, well, this technology very well just could be ours in some way. So not getting involved, then maybe ET alien, and then circling back around to it's our tech. So a lot of different things here. I'll move on to another story. Here we go. There we go. Well, just because I want to diversify a little bit of news, and why not? Let's do a little entertainment news here. Gonna get out of UFO stuff and get into a little entertainment news. Here we go. I'll bring this up on screen. Here we go. Yes. Here we go. Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny review. Ugh. Gloomy and depressing final act.
Hi, you want to go get a Coke or something, see a movie?
Oh, God. I don't want to play that. That's awful. That's an awful impersonation.
Get in my van.
The new Indiana Jones movie featuring Harrison Ford is slated to come out at the end of June, and it's not getting very good reviews. Not at all.
Well, after the last one, why did they go again?
Money, because Disney Disney now owns.
Wait, does Disney own? Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Disney owns Indiana Jones. Oh, yeah. There's going to be 27 Indiana Jones related TV series coming up.
Yeah, they will try to do everything they can to milk this. They're going to milk Harrison Ford as long as they can. Gross. But Harrison Ford and Phoebe Waller-Bridge
Who?
Well, she is the co-star in this new Indiana Jones movie. Can't lift a film that is a depressing reminder of how much livelier his past adventures were, writes Nicholas Barber. Now, a lot of they showed us at the Cannes Film Festival, and the reviews that have come out have basically stated that Harrison Ford is an old, inept, scared, like, professor and archaeologist. Like, he's cowering in the corner while the co-star, the woman, is basically taking over the reins. She's stepping up and doing what this old fuddy-duddy can no longer do. And it just lacks all the magic and charm that you fell in love with like The Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark. The guy just doesn't have it. And you have to imagine they must have paid...
82 something?
He's like, yeah, he's 80, maybe 82. They probably, I'm going to guess that they probably paid Harrison Ford $50 million to do this.
Let's find out. Indiana Jones and the, what's it called? In the diaper of what?
In the diaper of doom.
Diaper of doom. Salary.
It's the dial of destiny.
I was close.
The movie is horse crap.
Indiana Jones is back, and it's been 34 years since the film that was supposed to be his farewell outing. That was the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I really don't even count. But it was 15 years in real world years since that came out. And I mean, that was okay. It was like, there's like a lot of hokey stuff in there, but this is just not getting good reviews, and this is making Disney really nervous. Apparently, they spent so much money on this movie in a neighborhood of $300 million to where if this new movie does not make $1 billion, it is a financial drain. They need $1 billion to almost kind of like make a little bit of money on this.
To break even?
Because they got to not only pay for the movie, the budget, but all the marketing, everything that goes around it. And it is not looking very good. This is another Disney disaster.
So I have the number you mentioned as far as how much he's getting paid. It's kind of surprising, actually.
Okay, give it to me.
So for the previous one, Indiana Jones and the Waste of Time, or whatever the fuck it was called, what was that one? Indiana Jones and the Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Skull Vodka.
Yes.
He got paid $65 million.
Holy crap!
Give me money, give me bitch.
For this most recent one, he made only $25 million.
Oh, he must have took some deal in the back end.
Right, and so they're saying it was basically this article suggests that deal was struck in 2016, so it's taken 7 years to get this far. And was the sort of deal that he'll get paid that money whether or not they make the movie.
Huh. I want the money!
Well, this is not good. It basically got 2 stars. And I mean, Harrison Ford doesn't need this crap. He hates everything he does. He doesn't want to be in Star Wars. He doesn't want to be in Indiana Jones. He doesn't want to deal with any of this crap, and they keep asking him to do this stuff. But he doesn't have to do it. Like, he takes the money. So it's kind of like his fault at this point. But this is not good.
Do you think, because reportedly in that Star Wars movie he was in, I can't remember the name of that one either.
He was in The Force Awakens.
That one, yes. Apparently and you know, spoilers for anybody listening right now, but apparently the death of his character was one of his demands.
Yes.
I'm just so tired of all these Star Wars.
He wanted to kill off his character. He apparently wanted to do that in Return of the Jedi.
Every movie he asked for that.
Yeah, every movie.
Just kill me, please.
The Fugitive. I'll make sure I die in this one. What's it regarding Henry? Yeah, shoot me.
Just take me out.
First scene. Anyway, but I'm wondering, are they going to try to pull that in this one? I've not heard that, but I'm wondering, are they going to try to end his character?
Yeah, I think so. I think that there is some way that they're going to let him fade to dust. He's just going to, go away.
It's just going to fade. It's like he's just going to slowly
dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. He's just going to go off into the sunset, and that's it. But I mean,
I'll be honest. As a big Indiana Jones fan of course, the first 3 movies growing up, like you did with them. The fourth one was just not great and does not hold up well And when I heard there was a 5th one coming out, I've like zero interest in this.
Yeah.
This movie sucks shit.
I agree, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it probably will. I probably will go see it, and I'll get annoyed and leave halfway through. Probably that's what's going to happen.
Pissed off, get increasingly upset.
Yeah, I will. It's a summer blockbuster. I suppose I have to see it. And while we're on movie news, I'll just bring open this other one. Not that I care about this, but this is basically like Disney news right here. How Disney is just continually failing. And this is a headline here: The Little Mermaid box office is tracking low in China.
Probably because of racism, right?
China.
Partially. China does not like black people that much. I just think that's. Am I speaking out of turn there? I just know when they had like the advertisements and the posters for the Star Wars movie, it had Finn. He's a black guy, and when they had those posters over in China, they kind of reduced his importance on the poster. Didn't they
Photoshop him out completely?
Yeah. And so in this newest Little Mermaid, it's a live-action recreation of the animated classic, but they instead of having like a white girl, they have a black girl prominently featured, and there's like it's like a mostly like black cast, and they thought this was going to go over great in China. Apparently, it's not going over great in China. They don't like this kind of stuff.
China.
I have a comparison of the two posters: the Chinese version and the U.S. version.
Let's check it out. Yeah, they removed Finn completely. They don't like black people.
He wasn't available that day.
Fuck him.
They totally photoshopped him out.
He's on lunch. Quick, take the photo. It's a poster.
They got rid of him. My God. And honestly, out of that, the movies are horse crap. There's new ones, but I actually like Finn the best.
I was going to say, I think he was one of the good characters in that one.
He had the most interesting backstory.
He was the former stormtrooper?
Stormtrooper, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He had the best story, and they did nothing with him. But Disney is shitting their pants now because they're not tracking so well in China. For some time, Disney films were seemingly barred from release in China. That is until the former CEO Bob Iger returned to the company. For the past decade, many Hollywood studios have looked to the foreign box office as a guaranteed money, with China being a big part. But ever since the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, China has seemingly ignored most major Western productions in favor of homemade films and films from other Asian countries. But that isn't stopping Disney from trying. Later this week, the latest installment of their live-action remakes, The Little Mermaid, starring Halle Berry, will be coming out.
Wait, Halle Berry plays The Little Mermaid?
Is she playing The Little Mermaid? Because she seems a little too old to be The Little Mermaid.
Just Photoshop.
I guess. Deep fake.
Deep faked Halle Berry all the way through the movie.
Let's see. So
I have a photo up here. Apparently, they in the Chinese market, they heavily they changed the artwork heavily to hide the character's race.
Oh yeah, they do that. They don't want the people over there know like what race is in the movie because they're probably horribly racist.
Oh right.
So there you go. Disney's just not doing very well. And they're cutting jobs. They're slashing services. They are removing things from the streaming service. It looks like Disney Plus is going to merge with Hulu. I wonder, like within the next 5 years, we could see a total implosion of Disney to where they have to sell off Lucasfilm. They have to sell off ESPN. And
I think we could buy it.
It's possible. I bet you could get some people together. Maybe George Lucas will buy it back at a loss. You know, like he'll buy it back for $2 billion instead of like.
Oh, okay. So this whole time we thought he was selling out, and he's going to turn around and make $3 billion on the deal by buying it back.
Yes, this is the plan all along.
Jar Jar's the key to all this.
Yeah, Jar Jar's the key to all of this.
Star Wars episode whatever we're up to 12. Jar Jar's the key.
What am I doing?
Oh, there you go. There's some Disney news, some film news, and we'll move on and hit some other headlines. Some very important headlines to get to.
By the way, before you get into your next headline, I do want to point out I have a Disney sucks story. If you want to bring that one up,
Sure.
It's a follow-up news piece, but it's also about something we had talked about in the past, but is about Disney just shitting it up.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to talk about Disney some more. Oh boy, Disney to permanently
remember this thing?
Oh yes, I do. Disney to permanently close costly Star Wars themed hotel after 18 months.
Man, I got mixed emotions about this one.
Yeah, we talked about the Galactic Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser experience, where it cost in the neighborhood of $6,000 to stay 2 nights at this concrete bunker where you're not allowed to leave, and they force you to dress up like Jar Jar Binks the entire time.
They assign you when you walk in the door.
There you go.
All
You're
right.
Jar Jar.
You're Jar Jar tonight.
You're one of those pig things from Jabba's palace.
The Gamorrean guards.
You're a Gamorrean guard now. You're Darth Nihilus. I don't want to be Darth Nihilus.
You're that weird robot spider thing with a brain in a jar. I don't want to be that.
Tough shit. Well, Walt Disney World's costly Star Wars themed Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel will be permanently closing its doors September, approximately 18 months after opening.
Bullshit.
After advertised as a 2-day immersive experience, the Galactic Star Cruiser provides guests with simulated voyage to a galaxy far, far away. While aboard the Halcyon Cruiser, Star Cruiser, Voyagers mingle with other guests and crew members while aligning themselves with either the light or dark side of the Force.
Giving me a knobber.
And get knobbers in the Jabba's palace.
Sounds like they're setting up a race war there.
Costs for the voyage came in at a staggering $1,200 per person per night. Family packages began at a whopping $6,000. Price tag included food, drink, admission to Disney's Hollywood studio for a planetary excursion to Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars-themed land, an exclusive magic band, the exclusive magic band in a 2-night stay at either a cabin or a suite. The hotel,
or in the engine room.
Yeah, you got to work. The ship's not going to run itself.
You got to shovel this into that furnace.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a space furnace.
You know how many times Han had to fix the Millennium Falcon? The thing never started. Never.
You want to just go in and like take a shower? Nope, you got to fix that.
Got to
Here's
fix
a wrench.
It. Ain't gonna fly itself, dude. Though the hotel experience received generally positive reviews, the cost of the experience apparently proved too much for even the most diehard Star Wars fans, forcing Disney to limit the amount of voyages available as the company struggled to fill rooms. Disney, wouldn't it be? It would be kind of awful if you signed up to go and you were the only family there. It would be super awkward. You're walking around dressed up like Boba Fett, and like there's no one to interact with. There's no like cosplay. All you're doing is like engaging with the staff, which is bullshit. They don't want to do this stuff anyways. But that thing is, it's being shut down.
Terrible.
It's gone. It's gone. Like Disney has made some serious missteps here. It goes on to say, the Walt Disney Company suffered a direct-to-customer operating loss of over $1 billion. The company announced earlier this year. Its streaming service also lost a staggering 2.4 million subscribers. These setbacks for the company forced reinstated Bob Iger, CEO Bob Iger, to announce 7,000 employees layoffs in February. So they're up shit's creek as a company.
I don't understand how, with the amount of money that Disney brings to the table, and Disney owning Star Wars or even licensing Star Wars, because they had the Star Tours for the longest time. How do you screw up if someone says, because it seems like it's just a license to print money for someone to say, hey, let's make a Star Wars themed area at Disneyland and have a Star Wars hotel. That's just money in the bank.
They are trying to do their own thing with Star Wars. And that's not what people want. People want Luke Skywalker. They want Boba Fett to be a badass. They want interesting stories that expand the galaxy. They don't want remakes. They don't want reimaginations. They want the expanded universe. And Disney did the exact opposite. They thought they would be able to just print money by putting out anything Star Wars. And people put up with that for about 3 years. And now they're tired of all their crap. They're tired of it. They're tired of the things that they love being demolished, wokeified, and totally transformed.
You're doing so great.
What pushed people over the edge was that that mashup, Star Wars versus The Little Mermaid. That was not popular.
I'd go see that. I'm going to have ChatGPT write me a short story about The Little Mermaid joining the rebels to fight the Imperials.
No, have her. Make it interesting. Have her join the Imperials.
Oh, okay. She's joining the Imperials because she's tired of all these. She's
tired of all these Star Wars.
Tired of all these Star Wars. Enough with the Star Wars.
I'm just so tired of all these Star Wars.
All right. Well, it's sad to see. I was, if I had an extra $6,000 laying around, I would have gone down there, but I don't.
I no, not for $6,000. There's so many better things you could spend that $6,000.
I know.
On.
I mean, inflation is out of control. Like, you just don't have $6,000. Like, not many people that I know just have $6,000 to blow on a Disney hotel. I don't know anybody who has that kind of money. Not even Joe.
Harrison Ford does.
Harrison Ford does. Yeah. He wouldn't go. He hates Star Wars.
Do you think he could write that into like his contracts? Like, all right, $65 million, and you put me up at that Star Wars hotel.
And when I get there,
but I'm in character
me
as Indiana Jones the entire time.
You kill me when I get there.
And anyone refers to me as Han Solo, they get punched in the neck. This grumpy old man wandering around.
I'd pay to see that.
That would be a better. Every now and then, there's like a documentary about the making of a movie that's better than the movie. That would be one of them.
Well, let's move on. Get some more headlines here. All right. Well, AI company says it'll perform a seance on your dead loved ones.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Here we are. Now, I've talked about this before. Talked about the Hall of Souls. They projected in the year, futurists, projected that in the year 2077, there will be something like a virtual library where you can go and interact with these AI, I guess, simulated kind of personalities of dead past personalities like Richard Nixon or Samuel
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Yeah, Harrison Ford. He might be in there. But this is a little different here. So this AI company says it'll perform a seance on your dead loved ones. There is. Let's see here. This is a long ass article.
Yeah, what futurism?
Futurism.com. Futurism.
Why are we reading this book?
It's a huge thing. Let's see. I'll just see if I can scan through this. No, I'm not going to. I brought this up because
You're not going to read the last two paragraphs?
Yeah, okay. You know what? I'll read the middle paragraph and the last two. Okay, the middle paragraph. But fascinatingly, that's where the upcoming service called Seance AI. Yes, it's actually that's what it's called. Sets itself apart. It's built by a software development lab called AE Studio, where its creator, a designer named Jaron Rocks, isn't shy about
That's a fake name.
Jaron Rocks.
You can't change your last name to Rocks.
Yeah. Well, he isn't shy about the straightforwardness of the product's name. While other companies often talk around the implications of resurrection, Rocks leans full tilt into the ghoulishness, and according to him, it's very intentional. We are trying to make it sound as magical and as mystical as possible, Rocks told Futurism, saying that the name is a call to attention over how advanced large language models have gotten. So they're trying to recreate your dead loved ones. That's what I'm getting out of this. That is just creepy in general. But we were talking about this on like the previous like Union of the Unwanted when it comes to like tech, like these large language models. They're not really AI. People think they're AI because you interact with them. It appears as though they're thinking. They're really not. But it got me thinking about the Philip experiment, to where people were doing seances, I believe back in the 70s. And they did this experiment where for the seance, to contact a dead person, the experiment organizers decided to write down characteristics of a fictional character. And so they gave it attributes like 6 foot tall, black hair, a disposition, a personality, like hobbies and work and life experience, and totally fictional. And they asked the people who are performing the seance to see if they could pick out details during the seance where they thought they were contacting a dead person and trying to get information from a dead person, but in fact, they were picking out details from a totally fictional character. And that led me to the thought, like, well, if we're able to invent these kind of things, and if the Philip experiment is true, even though it is a bit controversial, to where people can have a seance and just kind of pick up on things that are imagined just straight out of the ether, what's to say that we can't do the same things with these AI? Like us believing that they have more personalities than they really do will in and of itself create some spark of sentience, some spark of consciousness that will then give rise to their own real consciousness. Like we believe that they are, so therefore they are. Are
you talking now or in 2077?
I'm talking now. I'm talking like right around the corner. Like this is possible, to where our belief.
They better not do that. I don't want to die by weird robot like AI stuff.
I'm also open to the possibility that we create these things that have such they're intelligent, but very limited intelligence. But that might open up the door to some weird demonic possession. Like you hear like demonic possession, like in the Catholic Church and exorcism, like demons possessing people. If there's an advanced enough circuitry and some semblance of brain activity, but electronically created in a neural net, would that allow? Can demons slip right in there and take over these AI? I'm open to that too. Demon-possessed AI. It all goes to the Philip experiment and what we believe is possible. But I wanted to bring that up, and so you will be talking to your dead loved ones in AI, whether you like it or not.
But the AI of your dead loved ones could very well be a demon.
Exactly.
So
like
don't trust grandma.
This is like a modern day version of a Ouija board, and it's not that far off. Like I think we're right around there, and honestly, maybe I'll just create that. Like I'll create an app, I'll create this large language model, and I'm going to create my own version of the Ouija board. I don't know what it's going to do, but I got to make some money here, people, because this podcast ain't paying the bills. I got to do something.
Well, you keep spending all that money on Disney trips to Star Wars hotels.
I have to do that.
Yes.
I love Disney.
Not do that.
Yeah, I got to see The Little Mermaid 3 times in a weekend. All right. Well, let's. I'm gonna pick out one more headline, then I'll see what Cratchit has over there. Oh boy, there's a lot of things going on. I wanted to bring this one up because I do have some like world news I just haven't gotten to yet. But I wanted to bring this up here because I think this is a pretty interesting piece of news. Senators issued satellite phones.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
Man, I got mixed emotions about this one.
This comes from CBSNews.com. So that means that the major media outlets want you to know that senators have been given satellite phones, not House of Representatives, Just the senators.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
fuck the
and-
House reps.
Also, not even all the senators.
Oh, really? I'd like to know who did and did not get them. So this comes from CBS News. Is this a sign that something's coming, or is this a signal to let us know that we know something's coming? I don't know. This is like some deep slams kind of stuff. Because why would they announce this if there was something going on? So amid growing concerns over security risks to members of Congress, more than 50 senators have been issued satellite phones for emergency communications. People familiar with the measures told CBS News. The devices are part of a series of new security measures being offered to senators by the Senate Sergeant at Arms, who took over shortly after the assault on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. And there's been a lot more January 6 news to come out, too. Like, I haven't even touched on that. Like, how there were, like, over, I think, 100 to 200 undercover agents there. It just keeps getting better and better. That story keeps getting great. But back to the story. The satellite phone technology has been offered to all 100 senators. CBS News has learned that at least 50 have accepted the phones. Who wouldn't take a free phone? It's a satellite phone. That's great. Why are 50 of them not taking it? And is it mostly Republicans not taking it or mostly Democrats? I'd like to know.
Maybe they're doing a credit check beforehand. All right, Mike, here's your free... Oh, wait a minute.
Here's your Vonage phone.
You get the Maxwell Smart shoe phone. Does this work? Probably.
CBS News has learned at least 50 have accepted the phones, which Senate administrative staff recommended senators keep in close proximity during their travels. In testimony before the Senate Appropriation Committee last month, Senate Sergeant at Arms Karen Gibson said satellite communication is being deployed to ensure a redundant and secure means of communication during a disruptive event. So what would take out regular cell connectivity and internet, but not sat phones?
Well, honestly, anything that is terrestrial in scope. So, a guy with a rented backhoe for the weekend can take down a whole bunch of network stuff.
Okay.
Remember, we also had all the stories about the guys going around shooting rifles at
power stations, transformers,
power substations, and cell phone towers.
That's correct. I would imagine that EMP would just wipe everything out. So even if their sat phones work, they wouldn't have anybody to talk to. But maybe at some hardened facility, they would.
Or let's get conspiratorial.
Sure,
they need to shut down. There's an upcoming need to shut down the civilian internet and civilian cell phone networks. Either blaming it on some sort of worm, blaming it on China, blaming it on Russia, something, and this way the government can still communicate.
I would say that's pretty good. I would say
one more
some
beyond that
sort of cyber attack.
Yeah. I have one more theory after that. When you get to the end, it's going to be completely. It's going to be way out there. So when you're done with the story,
okay, I like the out there theories. Gibson said the phones are a security backstop in case an emergency that takes out communication in part of America. Federal funding will pay for the satellite airtime needed to utilize the phone devices. A Department of Homeland Security advisor said satellite phones are a tool for responding to and coordinating government services in case of a man-made or natural disaster that wipes out communication. Okay. What's your crazy theory?
All right, here's my crazy theory. They offered these to, they being the deep state, the NSA or whoever, CIA, offered these sorts of things, Homeland Security, to these senators as a way of tracking or better recording all their communication. Here, the cell phone networks aren't safe. Use this, and now they can find out what the senators are up to the entire time, and that's why only 50 took it.
I really would like to know what 50 took this phone, because that's right down the middle, and pretty much the Senate is 50-50 on Republican versus Democrat. You're telling me all the Democrats took this?
I don't know. Who got satellite?
Who got the phones? I want to know. Give me the phone. Come on!
It just says at least 50. It's been offered to all 100. At least 50. At least 50. Yeah, they're not.
Nah.
We need names.
We got to have some names here.
Also, under a FOIA, they should print the numbers too, so we can call them.
Yeah. It should be public record, right? I want to prank call these guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to sign them up for all the mailing lists.
So that was just a little piece of interesting news and very, very concerning in these troubling times. But let's see what the headlines Cretched may have over there.
Yes.
By the way, as I dig for that, apparently all the news comes through CBS on that one. Very strange.
Okay. I will do some world news a little later, but I want to get over there and see what you got.
All right. All right. Let's see where to start on this giant week-long list of news, which started almost immediately after the show. Yeah, in fact, actually, I started gathering news for this show 47 minutes after the last show.
Holy moly!
Yeah. Let's go with this one. Let's drive this show. Let's change the tone and go right into the poo poo pee pee jokes.
Okay. Sits pink. I can't even pronounce this. Sitzen pinklers. Where in Europe do men sit down or stand up to pee?
Oh, really?
Okay. Sitzen sprinklers.
Sitz sprinklers. I'm guessing that's a German word.
This is a very controversial topic, but we'll talk about it.
Is it controversial?
Oh, I think so. We're going to find out it's very controversial if men stand up or sit down to pee. Arguments are growing that men should sit down to urinate, with some experts saying it is good for health and the family toothbrushes. But where are they heeding this advice?
People are peeing on toothbrushes?
I try to aim for the toilet.
Oh, that's what I've been doing wrong. The toothbrushes are gross.
Yes.
New data from YourGov has shed light on where in Europe men are most likely to sit down and pee. The British Polling Agency surveyed 13 countries to find out men's peeing preferences, revealing a stark divide between the sit and sit-nots around the world. YouGov says it was prompted to correct a glaring omission in this data after journalists called it out for not having any data on how many British men sat down to urinate. Okay.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad they corrected the record. So now we have the real numbers here. That's despite the number of claims surrounding the benefits of the practice for mental and physical well-being, besides more amicable relations with women in the house. So it looks like German men are most likely to sit down and pee in Europe. Wow.
That's right.
You.
Okay. Followed by Sweden, German, like 62%, Sweden, 50%, Denmark, 44%, and the UK at 24%.
You're not taking care of your duties here like you're supposed to.
Got the guy in charge of the study.
Yeah, he's in charge of the toilets.
Hey, sit down over there.
I don't understand you. You're a disappointment this week.
YouGov's data found that German men were most likely to sit down to pee, with 62% saying they do so every time or most times. Swedes, the second most likely of European men to do so. In Germany, these men are known as the Spitzpinklers, meaning somebody who sits while urinating. They got a name for themselves and everything. They got a whole club going on over there. They got T-shirts probably and ball caps.
Tattoos on their arms. Oops.
There are debates inside the country about whether men should sit or stand. Some toilets have signs forbidding standing up, though.
No stand-up pee.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore. All right. Some toilets have signs forbidding standing up, though the term sit sprinkler implies it is not masculine behavior. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Some of the worst offenders were in Poland and the UK, where only 24% of men peed sitting down. Yeah, they'll pee anywhere they can over there. They don't care.
I don't care. I just pee where I am.
Here, give me your toothbrush.
I pee while I'm working.
Studies have shown that the practice is better for men's health. Researchers from Leiden University Medical Center found in 2014 helped the bladder empty faster and more completely, something which is beneficial to those with lower urinary tract problems or enlarged prostate. Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, yeah, bullshit.
It doesn't ring true, but whatever. I'm not a medical doctor like Dr. Joe Biden.
The only time I really pee sitting down is back when I was drinking a lot, and
it's when you pass out in the shower.
You pass out, like you're too drunk, or you wake up and you're hungover, and you're like, I don't know if I got to pee or crap. Anything can happen. Let's just see what happens. And you sit down, and sometimes the magic does happen. But like voluntarily, it just seems like it's a waste of time. It's not efficient, and it's not as fun. So in this data, Mexican males were the most likely country to say they never sat down. However, Europe, where there's runner-ups, with 33% of British men saying they said the same. They never sat down. Okay. Very controversial poll. Interesting data. I just think they want to remove urinals. And this has everything.
I see what you're.
This has everything to do with bathroom equity.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go to any kind of airport sporting event, and women always complain about the lines at restrooms.
Right.
Like my wife's like, how do you guys go in and out of there so fast? Like I have to wait in line because there's a whole big production. You gotta find a stall, sit down, all that kind of stuff. And so the women's line is always longer. So I think they want to remove the urinals, increase the line length and time so there's bathroom equity across the board.
Well, it's because your wife doesn't know about the giant trough.
Yeah.
It's just the giant floor drain in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
You
just
can do
stands
that.
around.
That's like sports stadiums. We just kind of, the piss trough.
Or the really old ones where it's basically just a sloped, slanted wall and you just pee on it. And it goes down to a drain.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I do like your thinking that this is to encourage people to pee sitting down so they can make all restrooms exactly the same, and they just have a bunch of toilets in there.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what the game plan is here, people.
They're flushing the toilet on that guy.
Yeah, they are.
Sweden, by the way, if you look at the numbers down in the second chart there, if you still have that open, I don't know, but
I got it open.
The numbers it's bookmarked. It's my homepage now. Keep an eye on this study. The numbers in general are much lower or higher. How do I phrase this? The numbers for people who pee sitting down are higher for the younger categories. Also, if you note, the two categories of ages is 18 to 34 and then 55 and up. What happened to 35 to 54?
That's a big swath of the population there.
Maybe those are the people who all responded with none of your freaking business.
Yeah, I'll do whatever I want.
I'm peeing on you right now,
I ain't telling you.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
How's this end? How do they end this up? Last two paragraphs here. Some in feminist and left-wing circles say sitting down to pee is more respectful towards women, believing ideas of patriarchy encourage men to behave more inconsiderably in the bathroom. Those on the right may claim the practice represents domestication of men, with their more masculine traits suppressed at the expense of more feminine behaviors. There you go. I think I nailed it.
China.
Yeah, right on board with that one. I'd like to hear what Alex Jones thinks about when he goes into the bathroom.
Oh, he does. I mean, come on. You know what he says. I don't know. We'll check in.
I'm the type of guy, even when there's guys in the big bathroom, I kind of like, well, I'll just wait till I get home. I don't like, I mean, I need to go to the bathroom.
That's his response to the survey. Sir, do you pee standing up or sitting down?
Neither.
Well, I go to the bathroom. There's people in, I go home.
I just hold it.
Just hold it all day.
Yeah, what about all the people that piss in their pants? I guess technically that's standing up. and standing up.
Well, I don't know. You could piss in your pants sitting down, too.
That is true. Laying down. I only pee laying down.
In my bathroom, there's a big bottle of Lysol. Will somebody run in there and get that for me?
Yeah.
Do we know the context of that? Why all of a sudden he just started announcing he needed Lysol on the air?
Good question. I don't know. We'll have to go back and see if we can dig through the archives to find out.
Jix, get on that one.
All right. Let's see what else you got over there.
Suck my titties.
Jesus. By the way, I forgot, of course, as guest, gross, funny European news, credit to Herman for that one.
He's on the forefront.
I think he was running that study.
Yeah, maybe.
Suspiciously, I did notice that entire study did not reference the Netherlands at any point. So, wonder if he was like deleting that line of data.
Maybe.
All right. Let's see. You want some time travel? I'll give you two choices here. You want time traveling Vandal news, or do you want machines demanding money for nothing news?
Time traveling vandals.
All right.
Of course. I love time.
Vandal. Single Vandal.
Oh, one. Okay.
Just one. One's enough. One's all you need.
Breaking news is happening right now.
Yeah, we'll find out. A man claiming to be time traveler throws brick through window to save homeowners.
That's some good news on that front.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have come back through time, they may have died. A 37-year-old man claiming to be a time traveler was arrested after he told the Ocala police that he threw a brick through the home window to save the occupants from a future event. Yay! Exactly what I would do if I was a time traveler. It's a classic move. You go around and start vandalizing stuff to start saving some lives.
Right. Got to get him out of that house.
You can't knock on the door. They're not going to answer. That's not going to get them going.
Get out now.
No, it's not going to work. You got to start smashing and demolishing places. Really create a commotion. Really.
Wait, now he's got a shot.
Yeah, well, if the brick doesn't work, you got to take it up a notch, you know?
Get increasingly violent to save these people.
On Saturday, May 13th, the Ocala Police Department officer responded to a local residence in reference to a possible burglary. Upon arrival, the officers made contact with the victims who owned the home, according to the arrest report. The victims told the officers that a loud crash woke them up, and they heard their baby crying. When they checked on their baby, they observed that a bassinet filled with stuffed animals was on the floor and the window was smashed. They advised that a large rock or large brick was found on the floor, according to the police report. In addition, the victim stated that they found a book outside their home near the front door and did not belong to them. So this is very interesting. This is all
he brought a book too in case he got bored or what?
Well, depending on the type of time travel that he's doing, he might have to spend a long time waiting in one spot for time to catch up. So you take a book with you.
So if he's not very good at targeting his time travel, he may get there, but it's 20 years too early, so he needs a book or something.
You're hoping not 20 years, maybe just 20 minutes. But
you said long time. I don't know.
Yeah, long time.
Maybe he's got a whole bunch of books.
He also walked around the perimeter of the victim's home and noted in the report that the gate to the backyard was open. The officers observed a broken window and the window screen was found on the ground. The back door to the victim's pool was also open. Sounds like a very unkept household. It sounds like everything is kind of in disarray. The victims informed the officer that prior to the incident, the gate was secure and the screen was on the window. Likely story.
Yeah, sure, right. Yeah, I'd take my screen off every night. I'll put this over here, it doesn't get ruined.
Several officers canvassed the neighborhood in an attempt to locate the nearby... locate a nearby security camera, and the residence was observed that had an open front door. The officers made contact with one of the home occupants who identified himself as Daniel Robert Dinkins. According to the police report, the officers told Dinkins that they were in the neighborhood investigating a burglary that had occurred down the road. Dinkins spontaneously told the officers that may have been me. He further informed the officers that he had gone swimming at the victim's home and threw a brick through the window. He's honest. Time travelers never lie.
Wait. Wasn't David Dinkins the mayor of New York? Did he go back in time? He's too young, but he came forward in time? Is it the...
Good call. After being read as Miranda rights, Dinkins admitted that he broke into the victim's residence to go swimming in their pool and left the book on the front door because he wanted to share the book with them, according to the police report. See?
I'll leave you a gift. It's from the future.
Dinkins further admitted that he grabbed a brick and used it to break the window. The police report stated that Dinkins told the investigators that he was a time traveler and needed to save the victims from an event that is going to occur in the future. During the post-Miranda interview, Dinkins advised that he was unaware that the baby was inside the room where the broken window occurred. He also told investigators that he was trying to save the baby from something way in the future when the child is much older. Oh, I suspect that this guy, David Dinkins himself, is the baby in that room.
Ooh. And then he eventually grows up to become the mayor of New York. I like this story.
Dinkins was arrested, transported to Marion County Jail, and he was released the same day on $15,000 bond. And he's facing a felony charge for burglary of an occupied dwelling. The court date has not been scheduled. Okay.
So we have a baby in the future going back in time to warn himself so that he can eventually then go farther back in time and become mayor of New York. There you go.
Yeah. It all makes sense now. I think the judge should let him out because he did give him a book.
He's released.
I think it's Even Steven.
Even Steven. Well, he left a book, so don't do it again.
Yeah. A book is definitely worth a smash window and some swim time.
Maybe he banned him from Florida. Get out of Florida, move to New York. This is a better story than that Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, this actually would make for a better plot. I mean, a time-traveling, baby-saving swimmer. He's got all the elements of you need for a Hollywood script. In fact, I could probably tell ChatGPT to write me
there you go.
a script.
Write this story.
I mean, there's a writer's strike. Write the ending to this. And, it's going to be that baby is David Dinkins, the time traveler. He came back to save himself. Man, there's so many good Terminator kind of things in here.
What would we call this story here?
Let me talk to your mother.
No, not that.
No, it's not a good one. It's probably...
Dylan!
No, it could be called Dylan.
Just called Dylan.
It could be called Dylan. It kind of makes you think, you know.
Followed by the sequel, Dylan 2, You Son of a Bitch.
Yeah, maybe. That's more of a theme than a title for a movie.
And then they can wrap up the trilogy with Dylan pushing too many pencils.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
All right, let's do one more wacky news story. And I'm going to do like a couple world news stories.
By the way, my vote for title is Baby Time, because that works multiple ways.
Baby time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Grow up, and they to have a baby, it's baby making time, but it's also talking about baby time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Wrap your mind around that one.
Yamokio.
We're going to call the movie Yamakio.
Do not call it Yamokio.
Yamokio.
Yamakio.
All right, so this one came up, and it's goofy, but also just generally strange that we now have machines demanding money for doing nothing.
I'm demanding money for doing nothing. So me and the machines have
this job. If you were doing this job, you could say, "How about a tip?" But there's a machine doing it.
Okay, well, we'll find out what's going on here. Self-checkout machines now ask for tips in latest squeeze on customers.
I'm upset by this.
Yeah, what the fuck? This is bullshit. This can't be real.
It is real.
Look at this headline.
Customers already contending with the squeeze on their bank account due to inflation are now facing more pressure as businesses introduce new tipping features at self-checkout machines.
Bullshit. All of it.
Companies, including airports, bakeries, coffee shops, and sports stadiums, have introduced the self-serve tipping option where customers can leave tips, including the typical 20%, despite facing minimal or no interaction with any employee, according to a recent report by the Wall Street Journal. And yeah, this is out of control. And I'm like a good tipper, but now I am tipping even more. Like everywhere I go where they have like those card readers, it's like 18% tip, like on everything. Like, and I don't mind tipping people. But it is now every interaction literally has a tipping option. The only spots that don't have them are like, I think the big box stores like Walmart or Target or things like that.
I'm sure that's coming.
I think so.
Go through the line at Home Depot, it's going to ask you for a tip. By the way, notice the little throwaway line in there in the second paragraph. The typical 20%. When did 20% become the typical?
It's not. It's typically it is 10.
10 to 15, 18 if you get screwed by some big restaurant, 20 if someone goes way above and beyond.
And I'm a 20% tipper kind of guy. I am. I like throw money around.
I want the money.
But this is ridiculous, tipping a
Tip
robot.
20% on my going to buy a single Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Tip? Yes, 8 cents.
There you go.
They are.
Customers report feeling obligated to leave a tip as they question where and to whom the extra money is actually going. But businesses are increasingly embracing the option to boost pay for workers outside salaries, according to the Wall Street Journal. William Michael Flynn, a customer behavior and tip culture professor at Cornell University's Nolan School of Hotel Administration, told the newspaper that businesses are taking advantage of the opportunity. And who wouldn't want to get extra money for very little cost if you could? So you're just basically saying, screw you. The service is not really what we're advertising. It includes a tip.
I really need some money. That's all I'm telling you. I hope somebody gives it to me. I got big problems.
What if it said that on the screen?
That I would tip for that.
Listen, I want some money, and nothing's gonna happen. I'm not saying you gotta give me money.
If the self-checkout said that, yeah, I'd be like, oh shit, I'm scared.
Also, what if they started shaming people? So if you go through the self-checkout and you don't tip, they like play a noise or flash a light at you or something?
Yeah, curse at you or something like that.
You fucking goddamn fucker. What the fuck's your problem?
Did not tip.
You goddamn fucking piece of shit.
At the start of 2023, customers were already feeling the frustrations as unexpected companies were not only requesting tips, but some businesses were asking for up to 30%, according to the Associated Press. Customers, including the Wall Street day trader and college students, shared their experience with leaving tips at fast food restaurants and drive-through services and brand-name coffee shops like Starbucks. Quote, I feel like there's an automatic question to ask for tipping. There should be fine print stating where these tips go. I agree. It doesn't help to... It doesn't
go into my pocket. Shut up.
It doesn't have to be huge, but it should be in writing on the screen saying that these tips help
writing.
out. Yeah. This is a day trader saying this.
Screen.
A day trader saying this. So yeah. I want a contract. It doesn't have to be huge, but it should be in writing or on the screen saying that these tips help out employees and these tips go to all employees, which includes management. It should be specified.
First of all, I don't think that's true. Secondly, why are we now tipping management?
Management, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bullshit.
Management.
Good job with that spreadsheet.
Jesus Christ. This has gone too far. It really has gone. It speaks to the state of the economy. And like no one's getting paid what they want or what they're worth, I suppose. Especially the service industry. Everyone's struggling out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to get it from wherever they can because the businesses aren't paying.
Yeah, but you know darn well, if you're working at your grocery store, you're at your local Kroger or Safeway or whatever, or Ralph's or Piggly Wiggly, if the self-checkout machines are asking for tips and people pay that 18, 20, 25, 30%, whatever the hell they're getting ripped off, you know that's not hitting your paycheck every 2 weeks.
No, it's not. I just say I won't tip, no.
Computer's broke.
I ain't tipping. This computer's broke.
Computer's broke.
I don't like the self-checkout lanes anyway because they seem to somehow invariably take longer.
Yeah.
Than going through the regular one.
Well, yeah, when you're ringing yourself out, like you ring through some item and then like the flashing light over you.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, everyone's looking at me now. And then
at that point, you might as well just leave your shit and go.
I give up. I'm going home.
I'm out.
I'll try again tomorrow. I'll come back.
Damn it. That guy's here again.
Once this thing's in the system and it scans properly, I'll come back and do it. I'll just abandon all my stuff right there.
Yep.
Call it a traffic jam. 5 cars worth of groceries right there. 5 cars of groceries. Right there. Put it away. Clean it up.
It's all frozen stuff.
Only frozen pizzas and ice cream.
5 carts ice cream. First one. Nope. Out.
I'm done. It didn't work the way I expected. No tip.
Fuck that. Cancel the order.
They might get frustrated after like day 3 or 4 of having to do that, but customer's always right.
You're going to have a sign on the door of your local Kroger when you go in. This man not allowed in here.
I'll just tell him, hey, listen, you want a tip or not? You know, this is how I shop.
Ice cream bandit.
This is how I shop. All right.
You got to earn that 25% tip.
30%.
Oh, God, even worse. For that, they better go get my ice cream.
This is crazy. It's just too much, people. It's just way too much. But over in Europe, they don't tip a lot. This is like an American thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like over in I know Japan, they don't accept tips. A lot of I know Australia, like at the bar, they don't accept tips. I don't know about the UK.
In the UK, you can pay solely the gratuity, so it's known as just the tip.
Oh, really? Wow.
No.
What'd you do?
Well, let's do some world news here.
All right.
Let's see, what do I got here on the world news? Oh, just some ramp up of escalating tensions. Let me get my live leveler going. We boost EQ, compress level. Here we
limit.
go.
You want a limit?
I got a limit. Here we go. We're going to limit right now. Here we go.
Meanwhile, China may move up its plan to build a world-class military by the mid-21st century. This is as per the draft of the annual defense report by Japan. And this comes after claims that Beijing is building up and modernizing its military. The Japanese draft defense paper expresses concerns over increasing Russian and Chinese military activities in the waters around the country. It says that the military build-up is clearly a show of force to Japan. The paper is set to be formally reported at a cabinet meeting and released in July. As per the paper, China could possess 1,500 nuclear warheads by 2035. China is focused on seeking dominance in new frontiers, including the outer space, cyberspace, and electromagnetic warfare. Chinese leader Xi Jinping had earlier vowed to build a world-class military by the mid-21st century. The draft defense paper says that China may move this deadline forward. In October 2022, China's President Xi Jinping also called for a rapid elevation of the People's Liberation Army to world-class standards.
Are you playing that music or is that in the clip?
That's in the clip. They just had some clips in there. So there you go. Japanese.
By the way, at the beginning they said that the Chinese army is building up according to the Japanese.
According to the Japanese, meaning that the Japanese want to build up their military.
Oh, hey, we need. They should try the Ukraine trick.
Yeah, like they
just start traveling around the world, going, I need all your money for the F-16.
This could be a problem.
That's my Zelensky.
I like it. But they're So escalating tensions, and here's some more Chinese-related news. China news.
Canada has cleared the air on Beijing's role in meddling with its domestic elections. Canada's top official handling the investigation said China sought to interfere in Canada's last 2 elections, but clearly failed to sway the outcome. Authorities have also ruled out a public inquiry into the matter, which the opposition has been demanding. Beijing, on the other hand, has repeatedly denied the accusations. These allegations are based on leaked intelligence documents and unnamed sources, which include secret campaign donations and some Chinese operatives working for Canadian candidates or lawmakers in an attempt to influence policy.
Okay.
David Johnston, the official heading the probe, highlighted that foreign governments have been trying to influence voters' mandate and their choices, but that did not have any impact on the results of the election. He further stated that Ottawa's elections are well protected by sophisticated mechanisms and there is no basis to lack confidence in those results. Now, initial findings reveal that common interference techniques used ranging from cyber attacks, online influence campaigns, disinformation, and even the exploitation of human relationships.
Not a joke.
David Johnston, while highlighting the dangers of such a move, said more remains to be done promptly to strengthen our capacity to detect, deter, and counter foreign interference and elections.
Okay.
Johnston is scheduled to release a final report later in October this year. Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau's government has recently been under fire for not giving a proper explanation over Beijing's alleged role in subverting Canada's democracy. Earlier this month, Ottawa also expelled a Chinese diplomat who was allegedly involved in meddling attempts, while China also reacted by sending home a Canadian diplomat.
Drugs or sex?
Like send him home for the day?
Yeah, like, hey, take a time.
You go home.
Take
Think
a
about what
time
you
out.
did.
You need a time
Come back
out.
tomorrow.
Put a done set on. So, I mean, this is pretty interesting over there. I mean, I'm sure people in Canada already knew all this stuff, that Chinese interfered in their elections. And
no, there's no election interference, Mike. It's been proven over and over.
I'm just saying, in Canada, it appears to be happening. And Justin Trudeau, who I think is a great admirer of China, may have gotten a little help from China itself. Maybe.
I'm going to take a shit.
There you go.
You say that too loud, you're going right to jail.
I guess so. In Canada, yeah. Maybe.
By the way, I also heard that Canada is going to permanently require vaccinations for anybody traveling to Canada. So good luck with that.
Yeah. I guess have fun with your COVID-19 vaccines year round, all the time,
constantly.
Yep.
At the grocery store, the checkout, tip or vaccine?
Just a tip.
And the Bible tells us that.
It does.
Yes,
it does.
It's in the Bible.
And just let's see here. What else I got here? I'll because I guess I gotta mention this because this is like pretty salacious news.
Ooh, salacious. Salacious Crumb.
The Salacious Crumb, who's now unemployed. He used to work at the Star Wars Hotel.
He worked at the hotel. You're fired.
He is now unemployed.
He was the shuttle driver.
He didn't make enough in tips.
You drive out to the parking lot and pick up people. Help them with their luggage.
Maybe he could work at the airport. Who knows? TSA, Salacious Crumb. Well, here's a headline here. It's not like we didn't know this, but this is coming out. Jeffrey Epstein used knowledge of Bill Gates' relationship with young bridge player to blackmail the Microsoft co-founder.
That's some good news on that front.
First of all, who plays bridge anymore? Like, this is like an old person's game. I don't know there's young people playing bridge.
Well, maybe that's why she's kicking ass.
Maybe she might be the best of the best. She got all her faculties.
All her faculties.
This comes from the Daily Mail. A Russian bridge player's affair with Bill Gates has been brought to light by a bombshell new report which claims Jeffrey Epstein used his knowledge of the relationship to blackmail the Microsoft co-founder. Disgraced financier and convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein wanted Gates to invest in a multi-billion-dollar charitable fund in 2013, but he would not oblige. Epstein later sent Gates an email implying he was aware of his affair with the bridge player and that he would reveal his infidelity, according to the report in the Wall Street Journal. Gates, who loved the card game, has been widely publicized. Were you aware that Bill Gates loved bridge?
Gates is a bridge player, huh?
Had no idea. Gates, who loves the card game, has been widely publicized. Allegedly engaged in an affair with the bridge player after they played one another in a tournament in 2009. Let's see here.
Did he engage with her right there at the table?
It's unclear. The tech mogul who was married to Melina Gates, Melina Gates?
Melinda. There's a D in there.
There's no D in here.
Well, there isn't her name.
Not here. And this is written by the Daily Mail. They're not going to lie to me.
Well, you're also on some sort of weird, like, news scraping site. Yeah.
Well, he was married to Melinda.
They didn't pay for the D's.
Melina Gates, but has since divorced her. She was 55 at the time of the. He was 55 of the 55 in age of the alleged affair. Meanwhile, the bridge player was in her 20s. So,
well, he's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful.
Do you think Bill Gates had if Jeffrey Epstein did die, if he did, I suspect that Bill Gates got together with some of his boys and said, during a bridge game, hashed out a plan to take this dude out. Like, it was like multiple different people that were like, yeah, he's got the goods on everyone. Let's just take him out. Let's take him down right now. And unless he got out of prison, which I'm totally open to. In fact, maybe that's the way it did go down.
I think maybe he called the guards and told them to turn off the cameras.
Well, Bill Gates probably had all the access keys if everything's running on Microsoft, right?
In 10 minutes, you'll get a knock at the door. You're asleep. The cameras are off.
Well, so is Bill Gates now in hiding at this point? I mean, this is like a low-key kind of thing, considering everything that Jeffrey Epstein was involved with, just like a run-of-the-mill affair, seems pretty tame, And you would imagine Bill Gates would have some sort of prenuptial agreement, and that if he was being blackmailed and he didn't want to give up multi-billions of dollars to this charitable fund, he might approach his wife and said, look, listen, I'm being blackmailed. Yeah, I had an affair, but I'm not going to be blackmailed by this guy. I'd rather lose some of my money to you if you want to divorce me versus Jeffrey Epstein. So I think this is maybe obfuscation of something darker going on.
Possibly. By the way, just digging around here, I found a video of Bill Gates at a bridge tournament in 2010, so 13 years ago.
Wow, he loves to play bridge.
I believe this is the girl, the woman with whom he's alleged to have had the affair, talking with him.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
Mila Antonova.
Okay, there is audio. Maybe I should play the audio because they're interviewing him. They're talking to Bill Gates about his love for all things bridge. Play it.
It's both fun and you learn how to think, you learn strategy. There's great people who play bridge. It's
very sexy people.
Learning new things no matter how good you get.
What do you suggest new people who wants to learn?
Well,
gotta be hot.
Get online and find people. We're going to make it easier to find instructors online. Playing other bridge games like hearts and spades helps a lot. You get a sense of the deck. ACBL.org has a learning to play bridge piece of software. So there's more and more ways to find people in your community or just play online.
Do you think the bridge help you in your work?
Well, I think it helps you think in very concrete ways. I played a lot of card games when I was young, and I think that was super. And bridge is sort of the king of all card games.
Okay.
I'm madly in love with you.
Now there's playing weird golf games on TV. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Bill Gates is in more news, more headlines. Okay.
Well, but I want to point out here that you made the comment early on. You said bridge, that's an old person's game. So here he is at the National Bridge Tournament in Reno, Nevada in March of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably on the, I would say just based on the people behind him, he's even in his 50s on the younger side. And there's this other bridge player who's this Russian gal in her 20s.
I'm before you go on, I'm guessing that this Russian gal who's probably the youngest bridge player ever in human history.
In human history.
Is probably not a looker. I have never seen her. I'm just going to say she is not like the best looking of all people.
But she was there.
She was there, and to Bill Gates, anybody below the age of 30 is incredibly hot.
And I was going to go there, but not that. I was just going to suggest that she's kind of like she's a desert dime or a desert princess, depending on your deployment.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot going on there in Reno at this bridge tournament, and he's looking for some strange.
Yeah. I think that's it. And Bill Gates did this, and somehow Jeffrey Epstein got wind of this because he tracks everyone, and he used it against him. If that's what really happened, there's not something darker here. Like I said, I mean, is it worth the $1 billion investment into a charitable fund versus telling your wife? It seems like Bill Gates should be smarter than this, but apparently he's not. So,
okay. Well, the entire Gates Foundation was set up as kind of a lightweight money laundering organization. So,
all right, Cratchit, let's see what you got over there.
Now Joe's super hardcore.
Oh, let's see. We got people fighting over the last Hot Pocket. We have Panda Express supporting a research position, a postdoctoral fellowship. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I have 2 Seinfeld-related stories.
Okay, yes. We got to do Seinfeld. We got to do Seinfeld.
So first, for this one, let's do this one. I have the clip from Seinfeld, so you have to run this first.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the story.
And then it'll make sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don Tyler, George Steinbrenner here. I want to talk about George Costanza. I understand he's been dividing his time between us and you. I cannot have that.
Well, I don't know who he is, but if you want him that bad, I'm not giving up that easy.
Oh, that's so. Playing a little hardball, huh, Donny boy?
How about this? You give me Costanza. I convert your concessions to all chicken, no charge. Instead of hot dogs, chicken dogs. Instead of pretzels, chicken twists. Instead of beer, alcoholic chicken.
How do you make that alcoholic chicken?
I let it ferment, just like anything else.
That stuff sounds great. All right, I'll have Costanza on the next bus.
Oh, yeah, George got traded. I forgot.
Oh. So one of the things they mentioned there was alcoholic chicken. So here's a story about some beer-flavored chicken.
Okay. Why a poultry brand... Oh, man, it's getting cut off. Why a poultry brand is brewing beer this summer.
The man's a goblin.
Well, let's find out. It looks good. Okay. As we creep into the glorious days of summer grilling season, we're already planning out exactly what we'll slap onto our charcoal or gas grill. One thing people love to toss on the Barbie is a whole chicken propped up with a built-in throne made out of a beer can. The name of this esteemed dish, beer can chicken. For those who enjoy beer can chicken, swear by the method, explaining that the beer's evaporation over the heat keeps the chicken's interior moist. However, some enthusiasts argue over which type of beer is the best to use for this approach. Arby's, for example, believes that Miller High Life is the best for this. I trust Arby's. They're a grilling machine, no doubt about that. To put the matter to rest, ubiquitous poultry brand Purdue has teamed up with the Manhattan-based brewery Torch and Crown to create the ideal beer for beer can chicken. It's aptly named Beer Can Chicken Beer, which is fun to say 5 times fast. No, it's not.
I disagree.
I don't like it. So what is beer can chicken? I thought we already described what it is, but we'll go over it again for anybody who wasn't listening and paying attention. Beer can chicken, for those who haven't had it, is an entire chicken roasted with an aluminum beer can shoved up its keister. The positioning of the beer allows the chicken to stand upright, as seen in the photos above, and ensures that the juices drip downward or outward, rendering the skin crisp. This accomplishes via indirect grilling, means the meat is not exposed to direct a direct heat source like charcoal or a gas burner. The beer can usually the beer can is usually only partially full. Some people like to throw in aromatic seasoning in the empty can, half the empty can, and it can generate a perfumed steam, which in theory flavors the bird's interior.
Yes.
Okay, so this is I don't know. Has anybody out there tried this? I've never tried this.
Oh yeah, beer can chicken is a thing.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I've never done it.
Oh, it's like people who swear by frying their Thanksgiving turkeys in oil and then they burn down their garage.
Sure, it happens.
And then here's the link for the the actual. They put together, of course, a little mini site.
Oh, good. They have a website for this crap.
Yeah, why is it not linking? Try this.
They don't do beer can owl, do they?
Not beer can owl.
Okay.
So I just dropped that in Carrot Shop. But confusingly, it's beercanchicken.beer.
Who has beercanchicken.com?
I got that. I'm going to let it go. It's mine.
Redirects to SeanHannity.com, which then redirects to someplace else. Beercanchicken.beer. I didn't even know they had .beer sites. Can we get OBDM.beer?
Probably. It's fine.
Okay, well, we'll check it out. Let me check out this site. Is this one of those things I have to order and I really want to order, but then it's all out?
It's completely sold out.
Like I can't buy it anymore?
Well, they let me place an order, or they will let me get to the order page. I don't know if I can actually get one through.
Oh, buy some. No, I can place an order. By clicking this box, I agree to the separate shipping terms outlined in the terms of service. I don't know if I do.
I don't like those shipping terms. They're against my religion.
Can orders be canceled? Because I'm going to order this thing and then immediately cancel.
Yeah. As soon as I click order, I'm calling the credit card company.
If they ask for a tip on this order, I'm fucking shitting bricks. Like online tips. No. I'm not tipping a form.
Hey, that form worked hard, man. 15%.
Yes, for any delivery issues, please send an email to hello@beercanchicken.beer with order confirmation, and we will work with the shipper to accommodate. Okay. Very specific shipping needs.
We fight for you.
How are they going to verify my age? I want to make sure they know I'm at least 21.
I think they do that when they deliver. When you come to the door to sign for it, they look around. If they see any kids, they take it back right away.
Maximum is 2 per order. I try to order 20 because I'm that kind of guy. But they said maximum is 2 per order. This is bullshit.
You're gonna want at least 24. You want a half rack for that.
I want like 20 of these.
Bullshit.
They won't let me. It's 2 per customer. Shipping is $10. Bullshit.
Per can?
Just fucking slap some stamps on it and send it through the regular mail. He'll get here.
You get a partially crushed empty can.
Send each can individually via stamps. I'm trying to save money.
And the chicken.
Send me the chicken
stamps,
too.
Put stamps on the chicken and just into the mail.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT, how many stamps would it require to ship a chicken?
Wait, a live or like a frozen chicken?
A frozen chicken, you're right.
Oh.
I guess you be specific to ChatGPT. How many
I'm kind of curious about
stamps
shipping a live chicken now.
Are required to ship frozen chicken in the how many stamps how many stamps are required? Oh man, they suggesting contacting a reputable shipping company or checking out.
I want to ship by USPS.
Yeah, I want to ship. This is my preferred way to ship chicken. They said additionally stamps might not be the appropriate method for shipping.
Read the second paragraph.
Read it. To ship frozen chicken, it is recommended to use a shipping service that specializes in transporting perishable goods. I don't care. I need to get this chicken out right now. I don't care if it perishes or not. They usually provide insulated packaging, refrigeration, and expedited delivery to maintain desirable temperature to ensure food safety. The shipping cost will depend on size, weight, and distance of the ship, as well as the specific service you choose. Pretend the USPS is the only shipping company, and I only have stamps. How many stamps are required to
This
ship?
is why they invented AI.
8-pound frozen chicken from Washington State to, where am I shipping to? New York State.
By the way, Busky suggests that this could be a thing because they could during the summer the chicken would cook in the truck on the way there.
122 stamps.
How the hell did it arrive at that?
So,
that's not bad actually.
So my entire frozen chicken is just covered in stamps.
How did they estimate the weight of the chicken?
Well, I told it was going to an 8-pound frozen chicken. That's what I estimated. Like, that's the kind of chickens I like to eat. 8-pounders.
You mean 8-pound chicken from Washington?
I only ship 8-pound chickens.
It's under 8 pounds. I ain't shipping it.
And if it's over, it's going to be more stamps, and you know that.
$67 for this chicken. Better be worth it.
Shipping's going to cost about $67.25 to ship this chicken USPS with stamps. Just letting everyone know.
That would be worth the $67 to go buy a chicken at the store, frozen, and just put a bunch of stamps on it. There you go.
There you go. Okay. I'm guessing a beer 16 ounces, so we could do the math there. 16 ounce beer or 8-ounce beer, I guess.
I think they should pour the beer into the chicken.
Oh, to save on room.
Yeah, and then ship that.
That makes sense. See, we're really being efficient here with our chicken shipping methods. Let's see here on this site if I could ask them to ship it USPS. I've already done the shipping calculations. It will require 122 stamps. Could you please ship it the way I ask? On beercanchicken.beer. Okay.
Well, they have that email there. Submit your order, and then you can contact them immediately.
I'm going to
say, hey, look, here's the math. It should be fine. Ship it this way.
And if you don't ship it this way, cancel the order. I don't.
I will reject this at the door.
I'm looking at the shipping costs. They're only charging $10. I mean, they must. It's so incredibly low. I just can't believe they're going to get it to me. Seems like a trick.
I think they're just shipping the beer, not the chicken.
Yeah, they're just. Oh yeah, you're right. They're just shipping the beer. They're not even worried about the chicken. Well, I'm going to contact the customer service.
Your problem.
I'm going to have to contact customer service and say, "Where's the chicken?" Like, what am I supposed to kick with?
I got the beer. There's no chicken.
Where's the chicken? This is stupid. It says beer can chicken. And you're
the
listening to the
website
beer?
is beer can chicken, not beer can beer.
Yeah. It's false advertising. I'm suing you. I'm suing you for false advertising.
Punitive damages.
Sue everybody. Punitive damages here.
I was expecting a chicken.
There's
alive,
no
preferably.
chicken.
If there's no chicken, you just send beer.
Yeah, that'd be the second complaint. Okay, I got the chicken. This chicken is dead.
I'm going to sue you again.
All its feathers are missing.
You killed my pet chicken.
Its head is gone. Seems to be wrapped in some sort of shrink wrap. It's partially cold.
It's very moist.
The beer isn't even in the chicken. I was going to feed the beer to the chicken.
Nah.
That's what the recipe says.
Well, we'll contact them. Maybe I'll order from here. I bet you could just drink this beer by itself, right?
Well, that's the advantage of beer can chicken is you need one can of beer for cooking the chicken. The other cans of beer you have to dispose of yourself.
Okay. What's the alcohol percentage
in alcoholic chicken?
No, in the beer. Like it's got to have some sort of like alcohol percentage. Like what am I drinking
4 to
here?
5. I don't know.
That was bullshit.
Yes.
Where you pee
Should
sitting
say
down
somewhere. If you like peeing sitting down, here's some beer.
Here's some shitty beer. Wait, I'm trying to find out more information about this beer. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I guess if Arby's is using Miller Lite, this is something like that. Something watery.
How you dispose of beer you don't want.
I guess so. It's bottom of the barrel stuff.
It says 5.5 alcohol by volume.
Okay.
Still on the low side.
Don't believe the 5.6.
No, 5.5.
5.5. I only drink 5.6 alcohol. I'm gonna write hello at beercanchicken.beer. I thought it was 5.6.
Add 0.1% more alcohol.
And you have my business if you do that. If not, cancel the order.
Don't believe the 5.6.
Shipped by stamp.
All right, I think we're getting out of here.
Whoa, hold on.
Well, you got
this other Seinfeld story, or do you want me to save that for Saturday?
We can do one more Seinfeld story. Why not?
All right, it's quick.
We have to complete the Seinfeld trifecta.
Okay, so first, you run this one. It's a long scene, so I'll let you stop it when you have enough chortles and chuckles.
Well, I'm glad you're here so we can get this all straightened out. Would you like a cup of tea?
You got any coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
No, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, you don't drink coffee? How about instant coffee?
No, I don't have.
You don't have any instant coffee?
Well, I don't normally.
Who doesn't have instant coffee?
I don't.
You buy a jar of Folgers crystals, you put it in the cupboard, you forget about it. And later on, when you need it, it's there. It lasts forever. It's freeze-dried. Freeze-dried crystals.
Really? I'll have to remember that.
You took this book out in 1971.
Yes, and I returned it in 1971.
Yeah, 71. That was my first year on the job. Bad year for libraries. Bad year for America. Hippies burning library cards. Abby Hoffman telling everybody to steal books. I don't judge a man by the length of his hair or the kind of music he listens to. Rock was never my bag. But you put on a pair of shoes when you walk into the New York Public Library, fella.
Look, Mr. Bookman. I returned that book. I remember it very specifically.
You're a comedian. You make people laugh.
I try.
You think this is all a big joke, don't you?
No, I don't.
I saw you on TV once. I remembered your name from my list. I looked it up. Sure enough, it checked out. You think because you're a celebrity that somehow the law doesn't apply to you, that you're above the law?
Certainly not.
Well, let me tell you something funny, boy. You know that little stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? Well, that may not mean anything to you, but that means a lot to me. One whole hell of a lot. Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to. I've seen your type before. Flashy, making the scene, flaunting convention. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What's this guy making such a big stink about old library books? Well, let me give you a hint, Junior. Maybe we can live without libraries, people like you and me. Maybe. Sure, we're too old to change the world. But what about that kid sitting down, opening a book right now in a branch of the local library and finding drawings of peepees and wee-wees and the cat in the hat and the 5 Chinese brothers? Doesn't he deserve better? Look, if you think this is about overdue fines and missing books, you better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped. Or maybe that turns you on, Seinfeld. Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies. Well, I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over. You got 7 days, Seinfeld. That is 1 week.
You know, we're living in a society.
Oh, yeah.
That scene was perfect.
Yeah, it's a great scene. So, just had our story there about a library cop tracking down a delinquent book.
Oh.
Here you go.
Let's see here. Got it up on screen. Book overdue by nearly 100 years returned to library.
That's some good news on that front.
Wow. Holy crap. There apparently is a story related
Yeah,
to it.
there's a video here, and Bookman is still on the job.
Wow.
I'm afraid to touch it, but I can show it to you.
Touch it.
I'm afraid to touch it.
Touch it.
Let's see. Oops, it's falling apart.
She destroyed it.
Doesn't have a spine.
What'd you
anymore.
This
Spilled beer
library
and
book
chicken
is
all over
in
it.
bad shape, but can you blame it? It's seen a lot over the last 141 years.
One of my staff members brought it, came up and said, oh, somebody had returned that book. And they thought it was really cool. It was a really old book, and we didn't realize quite how old it was. It's falling apart.
Falling apart and past due to the St. Helena Library by 96 years.
All of us are just, wondering where the book could have been for so long, from checked out in 1927. And actually, none of us have seen a library book that was checked out in 1892 or anything else. And to have it be from this library from that far back is really incredible.
In fact, the book is older than the library as we know it today. Published in 1892, it was one of the first books available back when the library was a subscription service. Think of it like the Netflix of its day, 25 cents a month to check out books. Had someone wanted to browse its pages, they would have done that here. This was the reading room in 1886.
Read the fine print, dumbass.
And this is what the library looked like in 1927.
Read about it.
After it became public.
Almost 100 years since it was, we assume it was in the building. So we just would love to know where it's been.
The book's title, you ask? A History of the United States by Benson Lossing. A mystery man returned it last week with little explanation.
Read about it. Gentleman just said that something about his father, but didn't catch anything else. He didn't give his name. It wasn't.
I'm sorry, I can't read
she
anymore.
Recognized. Other staff have no idea who this gentleman is. So we'd love to find out more about the story.
The library hopes to add its own chapter to the story of this long missing book. But if the man who returned it is watching, by chance, there is some good news on this past due bill.
Yep.
Estimated at more than $1,700.
It would have been a lot, but I don't think that we would have charged that much at any point.
Yeah, they got to track down this book thief and send him to jail.
Yeah, so they said they don't know who it is, but his dad who's checked it out, well, look in the front of it, get the name, find the kid, go after him.
Can't track him down, impossible. We don't know who you can't, it's just too much work.
It also cracks me up the idea of somebody returning a history book, being like, yeah, this thing has nothing about the last 100 years. This book sucks.
It sucks. It's awful. All these old books are useless.
They suck.
Send this book to Ron Perlman.
Yeah, no shit. Well, interesting. They got the book back, and no one gives a darn. Although it's probably worth quite a bit of money.
$1,700. I have a book that's that old.
I thought the fine was $1,700. Did you calculate the fine?
That's what they said the fine was. The past due bill would be over $1,700.
Oh, okay.
Bookman will come after you.
He'll get you. He will get you. Yeah.
That's extreme.
That's it for us, people. Thank you for hanging out during the live show. We'll be back on Saturday. We'll be taking some phone calls, thanking some people, and just general merrymaking and, during the show. Oh, boy. Anybody want to support the show? I'm trying to buy a new computer. I am. I'm trying to upgrade the computer. So go to obdmpod.com. And there's ways to support the show. Patreon, PayPal, Subscribestar, all that kind of stuff. T-shirts. We have T-shirts and merchandise. In fact, I got to do some major updates on our T-shirts and merchandise.
I thought we were looking for another.
Yeah, I just haven't had time. I'm so out of time. So out of time.
You're out of touch?
I'm out of touch. I just am so out of touch. I'm out of time. There's just so much stuff going on. I'm out of it.
You're out of touch.
I am.
I'm out of time.
I am. But thank you for everyone who showed up and is listening. Leave us a review on your favorite podcast app if they take it. Reviews help spread the word. And tell a friend, I suppose. And
this one, though.
And I apologize. I know a lot of people are expecting a show on Saturday. I was out at a family function in Buffalo, New York. And we made the announcement like late in the show. I'll try to do a better job of making those announcements earlier on, and also providing like maybe a rebroadcast of an older episode for people to keep them in the know. So I guess people were recommending that. It's like, hey, just upload an older podcast. And it's like, okay, I know Charlie does that, and some other podcasts do that.
You can't tell the difference anyway. Just run an old one.
It's basically the same news over and over again. So I'll do that. Next time I'll release an episode that pretty much aired on the exact same day, like 7 years ago. It's going to be pretty much the same news. That is true. That is true.
Cheer.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Cratchit Choplagoo.
Keep watching the skis for those old books.
Is this some conspiracy? You're out of time. Hey, yeah. Look out! Yeah.
Kontakt lieben, glauben, globen.
That's about all.
Shablagoo. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
We're done!
No.
The show is over!
Let me get your
Get
supplies.
the fuck
Let me
out of
get the
here!
cleaning supplies.